Welcome back, everybody, to Grand Tactician, Civil War. I'm Grumpy Grandpa Gaming, and this is episode 39 of our federal Spring of 61 campaign. Now, no new viewer units to add in this episode, as once again, as I've stated previously, we will not be adding any more viewer units into this campaign, as we are towards the end game now. So we're going to jump into the historical record, and just as a reminder to everybody, these videos are always chapters, so you can jump around to whichever part you do so choose. From the diary of Major Franklin Malone, 2nd Regiment, 50th Iowa River Boys. 29 October, 1863. Been a few days now. That dang fort in the middle of nowhere. Give the boys a 7 Corps such a hard time fell to us. Still in shock that I was promoted to the rank of Major. I wonder if I'd been promoted if that lucky shot from the Rebs hadn't mortally wounded Major James Scott. My new duties, I've been taking stock of supplies, since we've been raided last night by some of those locals who seem to be helping the Rebs. What I don't get is how the Rebs keep getting supplied with the ammo and powder they need to keep fighting. 30 October 1863. With what the scouts from the Bloody Sabres have reported back, it's looking like we're going to have a fight on our hands. When General Grandpa and General Reno had told us before we took the fort, Rebs had almost twice or even 3 times the number of cannon. Colonel Ricketts has said all we can do is hope we dig in and let the Rebs use up all their ammunition. I'd say that would be the best course of action if it was up to General Granny Wool. Knowing that General Blood and Guts Grandpa is here, we'd be facing the Rebs in the field, not behind walls of earth and wood. 31 October 1863. It was close to midday, about 11, when we stopped for a rest after marching most of the morning from the fort. It's a road past Company B. After serving alongside them for so long, I couldn't help but want to be marching with them. It wasn't until I made it to the head of the brigade where I came up with new orders from General Ferry. Looks like General Grandpa was going to hold 1st and 2nd Divisions at the major crossing, and wanted the 1st Cavalry Division and our 3rd Division to cross at a small crossing several miles north. I guess General Grandpa wants to trap the Rebs to destroy the Army of Texas once and for all. Almost 11:30 when a messenger from General Ferry came riding up to Colonel Ricketts, saying that the Rebs have engaged the Bloody Sabres and Bethlehem Steel, and General Sheridan is in need of aid at once, so the whole division's at double time. The only thing racing through my mind at the time was the Rebs out-soldiered old Grandpa, or the scout who said the Rebs were coming from the west was a spy. I'd have to wait until after the battle to find out which is right. It wasn't even 5 minutes and we started to march up the double. Rebel shells started to explode overhead. Lieutenant Colonel Jones rode up telling me to take command of companies A through C, and we formed ranks. Worrying about the men in my old company, it put my mind at ease knowing I'd still be leading them, even if it wasn't directly. General Ferry ordered the 3rd Division to form up several hundred yards behind the cavalry. But no sooner, as we started to form up, General Sheridan came riding up to General Ferry, yelling, "The Rebs are up there, get your boys into the fight," before turning to get back to his men. Could have sworn I heard General Sheridan say I can't wait until a real general gets to the front, but it could just be me wanting General Ferry to be replaced with a more skilled officer. I don't know if it was General Ferry or one of his aides who ordered it, but we started to march to secure the right flank of the Bloody Sabres, with the Viking Brigade on our left and the Derby Hellfighters holding the extreme right of the line. It was just after noon when we see the line of cannon with some skirmishers out in front of them. Colonel Ricketts orders us to push forward. As we did, the explosion of the shell overhead started to rain steel down on us, dropping a few soldiers. It was 12:30 when the skirmishers opened fire on us. All I could do was yell, "Keep it up," and push men into holes that started to form from the fire of the Reb skirmishers and those dang cannon. Looked over to my right and was shocked to see the right of the brigade was up in the air, with the Derby boys going after a single line of skirmishers. It seemed like hours, but it was about 5 minutes. First of the skirmishers started to fall back. As I looked over my shoulder at the Derby Hellfighters, I could see Colonel Steele one moment, and the next, a gray cloud of smoke, along with earth rising from where he had been seen. When the smoke cleared, only Colonel Steele's horse could be seen running off without the colonel. The second set of skirmishers to the front of us turned out to be an understrength brigade who stubbornly refused to break. Close to 1 in the afternoon, the sound of a bugle made me turn to see the Derby Hellfighters falling back. The Derbys falling back and left us as the extreme of the line. As a cannonball landed close, I could hear a soldier yell, "Where in the hell is old Blood and Guts with the rest of the Corps?" I don't want to lie, but I was wondering that myself. I didn't find out until after the fighting. 1st Division was already on the left flank. 1:15, Colonel Ricketts, tired of the Reb guns firing in on the right of our line, ordered skirmishers from the 2nd Regiment forward. I watched as Lieutenant Colonel Jones ordered Major Smith to take command of Companies H and I, take those guns on the right. As Major Smith started to move forward, the cannonball bounced, hitting Lieutenant Colonel Jones square in the chest. With Major Smith, the more senior of the two of us, already busy with his orders, Colonel Ricketts keeping a close eye on the green boys of the 3rd Regiment, it fell to me to keep the 2nd Regiment in line. It was about 1:30 when I could see that about a third of the skirmishers the Viking Brigade sent out, falling back, only for them to send out a fresh group of skirmishers. If it wasn't for some of the men yelling about dang time, I wouldn't have looked to see the Ohio Blue Jackets coming up. It had been no more than 15 minutes before those new skirmishers from the Viking Brigade fell back as the Rebs pushed a fresh brigade forward. Shortly after 2, the skirmishers we sent forward started to fall back with heavy losses. When they finally returned, they asked the closest soldier if he knew where Major Smith was. The only response I got was he fell just as we stopped to open fire on the Rebs. With that response, I felt my heart drop. With the men looking at me, I couldn't let them know I was out of my depth for the moment. I was trying to get the remaining officers to get the men ready for what General Grandpa loves to call fun times with bayonets and buttstocks. I looked over to my left to see the Viking Brigade sending out yet another group of skirmishers. 2:30, the time came. The push was at hand when Colonel Ricketts ordered forward. The whole of the right of the line, from our brigade to everyone in the 2nd Division, moved forward. It was about 3 when we pushed close to the line of rebel batteries. I could see 1 or 2 rebel brigades start to withdraw from the fight. It seemed that the majority of the Rebs wanted to keep on fighting. About the same time, I looked over to my left to see the Viking Brigade falling back. It was 3:30 when the Rebs started to fully withdraw from the field. The only thing stopping them from getting away was an angry General Grandpa. The bugle call could be heard. Without skipping a heartbeat, I yelled, "Charge!" urging my tired men forward. We charged those guns as if there was no tomorrow. As we reached the guns, those Rebs threw down whatever they had in hand. By the end of the charge, we had 2 batteries surrendered to us. I turned my head when I heard someone yell, "Keep going, I want more. We are breaking these dang corps once and for all." I wanted to see General Grandpa sitting on his horse. By the end of the fighting, we lost over 800 men wounded or killed, not counting 10 or 12 officers wounded or killed. We spent the rest of the day going over the battlefield and finding our wounded and dead. When the sun finally set on this day, we counted up just over 7,200 men wounded and killed. Someone said the Rebs had lost close to 21,000 men by the end of the fighting. Now, time to think about it. We lost Lieutenant Colonel Jones, most of the 2nd Regiment's officers, starting to be felt. All I know is Colonel Ricketts wants me to report to him first thing in the morning. For what? I couldn't say. 1st of November, 1863. When I reached Colonel Ricketts' tent this morning, he said that with the loss of Lieutenant Colonel Jones and Major Smith, he needed a new commanding officer of the 2nd Regiment. And it was I if I wanted it. But before I could say no, he handed me Lieutenant Colonel rank along with a new saber, saying congratulations. I just said thank you, saluted, and before I left his tent, he told me that we need to get ready, that we were to move. We have to look to what officers are left and put in for some replacements when we get to winter quarters. Once again, thank you to everybody who chooses to submit their diary entries, letters, and newspaper clippings for the series. I do enjoy them immensely. I think that one from the 50th hour is always well written. Alright, so things got a little heated last episode out in Indian Territory, but we're going to start the recap from up here and just work our way around the map as usual. So it still seems to be a little quiet along the Potomac line. I haven't yet really looked at the numbers on the Corps here, but I have a feeling the Rebs are going to be shifting a lot of personnel out of the area after that last fight in the Indian Territory. 8th Corps, which is still forming up, we're still waiting for its cavalry and artillery complement to reach it, is now moved down into Columbus, Ohio, in preparation to move against Buckner Sr.'s Corps outside of Marietta. 1st Corps is now sitting in Indianapolis after chasing out the rebel forces that were in the area and pushing them south of the river into Kentucky. Next stop, we'll be heading up to Dixon in Illinois to hunt down Lee's Corps, which has been hiding out up here for 2 years now without moving. I think it's at least 2 years they've been up there. And after they're done with that, they are going to come down here towards Warsaw out in Missouri to hunt down Robertson's Corps, which it may not have the numbers to handle, but we'll try. And 5th Corps, after the second battle of Tushomingo, is pretty well beat up. And that was that was an intense fight. And I think, as a diary entry stated, my anger was showing in that fight. And I'm still angry we did not disintegrate these 2 corps. I think their morale should have been low enough for us to basically destroy these 2 corps, but that did not happen. But they're low enough strength now where I've given orders for 5th Corps to move back to their winter quarters in Richmond, Louisiana, across from Vicksburg. Get ready for the spring push. 7th Corps is still down outside of Fort Washita, and they are recovering their morale. Their morale is pretty beat. They're broken. They're at 6.6% morale, but recovering at 15% a day, so they should be good to go towards the middle of November, and we'll get them pushing back up into the take the final fort in the Indian Territory. And 6th Corps is still down at New Orleans, getting ready for their push towards Mobile come the spring offensive, and they're also keeping an eye on the Army of Trans-Miss. I may have to maneuver them again. I don't know. They may push on 5th Corps at Richmond because they're not going to be really ready to fight when they get there. The Gulf Squadron did make another attempt at Fort Morgan, and we were unable to take it. They are now on their way back towards Sabine Pass to refit. Now it's the last attempt I was going to make on Fort Morgan. We really don't need to take it. Would have been nice to take it. So as soon as they are refit and ready to go, I'll be sending them back up the East Coast again to outside of Charleston. Or Port Royal. I think I still have to take that fort. Yeah, Fort Walker outside of Port Royal has got to go next. And up here with the North Atlantic Fleet, can't remember if I put them in the water or not. That's a garrison. Okay, I've started transferring in all the ironclads. They are now 100%. They are transferring in. I haven't hit play yet, so it doesn't say how many days it's going to take. Probably about a week for those ships to hit the water, and then we're going to go retake on all these wooden Confederate boats in the Long Island Sound. I think that covers everything for now. I do believe the next combat will be coming from 1st Corps. All the other rebel corps are kind of too beat up to fight us right now. So I'll be back with the next major incident. Oh, wait, never mind. It is November 1st, so we do have to go over to November monthlies. All right, current rating of our nation is A. We're actually at A. I don't know why it says A-. And our debt has remained unchanged. We haven't cut any more bonds, thankfully, but our debt is at $1.1 billion. Hopefully, we're going to start paying that down soon. Current economy cycle is recession. All of our population below average and increasing. That doesn't make sense. And it says our tax. Yeah, this report has stopped making sense for the last. I think the update came out after I started this campaign, so this report has stopped making sense since the last update. They did something to the economy in the update, so it doesn't make any sense anymore when you look at it. Finance-wise, you can see Confederates are just spending and not really getting. I don't even know where the hell they're getting the money from to spend at this point. I really don't. So we did have some expenditure over here, but that was just me putting the ironclads into the water. Right now, we're still spending $188 million more than we are bringing in. That's not really affecting us, as our banks are basically keeping us afloat at this point. Intelligence-wise, rebels are currently working on the Tariff Act. They're way behind on that one. And they've done administration reform. Confederate relations with Great Britain are currently at 33%, so they did something to uptick it at least one more point there. And they recruited one more brigade of 3,000 men. And morale Confederate armies is currently at 42%. The enemy's lost 5 high-ranking officers, among them Jenkins, Roddy, and Clint. I didn't write down all the officers that were killed in action the last few battles, but the officer casualty numbers have been climbing as it usually does in the mid to late game. Looking at strategy. National morale, we're at 72 to Rebel 37. National support, we're at 49 to 52. Our support's lower because we do control a lot of Rebel territory. Morale of armies, we're at 55 to 39. We're always going to be lower as our armies are operating in Rebel territory. Men fielded, we're at 214,991 in the field, and we've knocked the Rebels down to 183,754. Tonnage-wise, we now have 53,000 tons on the water. The Rebels 282,000 tons, but a lot of these are really crappy boats, from what I've seen. Battles won, we're at 78 to the Rebels 8, and only one of these is actual land victory. The other 7 victories are against fortifications. They only have 1 land victory against us, and that was 7th Corps. Total casualties so far, we're at 136,773 to the Rebels, 408,984. So, but these casualty numbers also count the men that are captured, but yeah, pretty high up there. Policy-wise, we are still working on Revenue Act 3. That'll be complete in 37 and a half days. So that will be done sometime in December. And as soon as that isn't done, we will work on Lieutenant General Act. Don't really need to do it, but I'm just going to take it. Or should I go to Military 4? No, we haven't opened up Chapter 4 yet. I think after January, Chapter 4 opens up. So I've never taken Military 4 before, so we may just jump over to that. Just work on Lieutenant General Act while we wait for this one. It says it'll take 128 days. Projects. There's really nothing here. There's literally nothing here we need. We got everything we need now, so let's put a point in the subsidized industry. Subsidized agriculture. And civil order, we'll put a point in there. You know, we'll put all our military mind to civil war because there's nothing on the military list that we need or want at this point. And I guess we actually have enough money to subsidize industry again, so we'll do that. Here we go. I doubt that's going to have much an effect taking the suppressed population 2. That's a negative 2% on supporting states we occupy. That's really going to help us too much. And I'm not going to take the Hall's carbines. I'll wait for another level of reform with politics money. Okay, I think that covers everything for right now, so I'm back with the next incident. Alright, it's now November 4th, and our 1st Corps, under command of Harney, has run into Lee's Corps of the Army of Texas. I can't believe they actually have Robert E. Lee, a Corps commander, underneath another army. When I saw Lee's Corps, I thought it was one of his sons, not Bobby Lee himself, but this is hilarious. Not the numbers, though. We're bringing 18,397 infantry, 2,300 cavalry, and 30 guns to their 31,767 infantry, 2,200 cavalry, and 99 guns. I'm hoping that their army's morale is low enough after the recent defeats and them just being stuck in Northern Territory for all this time that they should be easy to push off. That's what I'm hoping. So we're going to get into this, and I'll see you all on the other side of the load screen. Welcome, my grunts, to the Battle of Dixon Railroad, Illinois. So we are on the offensive, and this battle's actually starting 30 minutes after midnight. I don't think it's rare to get an overnight battle like this, but we are well on the other side of the map from the rebels. They are defending back here at Hart's Hill. So they do have 99 guns on the field, and it's actually... They got great fields of fire, except for these woods right here. So I'm thinking about moving my corps down here to this ford and approaching through the woods up to the hill. is how I'm looking at taking this, just to mitigate their gun advantage. So I don't know how they're going to be set up, but they're probably going to be... Really don't know how they're going to be set up, but I'm hoping they're going to be back here and not in the woods themselves. Actually, if they're in the woods, that's even better for us, because then they'll definitely lose their artillery advantage, and I can just march around them to take the hill and have them come at me. But I doubt it's going to work out that way. So for right now, no plan of attack. We're just going to get our cavalry down here, get our infantry down here, and see what we are looking at. I'll be back. Alright, it's now 2 a.m., and I have most of the rebel line spotted. They are strung out from the railroad line here, and I'm pretty sure they probably end around here just shy of the stream. So they'll be centered on this point here, and I'm actually liking what I see from where they are. I'm now thinking of shifting my plans instead of attacking through the woods to attack from the railroad line over here. Or one division here and one come through the woods. Their morale's pretty low. If you look at the map here, you can see that they're not broken, but they are breaking icons because their morale is pretty damn low. It's sitting at 33 right now. It's actually lower than that. It was at 29. So their morale is coming up, and it's going to be up before we can get my 2 divisions into position, though we're well on our way. Though, for once, my artillery is keeping up and actually moving a little too fast because they've now bypassed some of my infantry, believe it or not. They're messing up the line of march. So we're going to be getting into position. As soon as my men are in place, we will be pushing into the rebels. I need to attack them while their morale is low. For right now, my cavalry, I'm just pushing them a little closer to the edge of the map here, take this entry point. Then I'm going to send them down here, take this one, and then back to the woods here to take this point. Just to take away, it doesn't really have an effect on the battle, but it just makes me feel better painting these red icons blue. So I can rail and rant against the AI when the army slips away. So probably about 3 a.m., 3:30 in game before I get anything cooked off here.
Sergeant, any word from the commander?
Alrighty, it's now 4 a.m. and my other divisions are still coming up, but the morale of the rebels has not. So I'm actually going to get ready to push this off. Yeah, the morale's still sitting at 33.1, so I'm going to be pushing this fight off with the 7th Infantry Division, as I am rerouting the 19th to actually approach through the woods here and attack towards the center right of the rebel line. Tyler's 1st Connecticut Cavalry has already taken the 2nd objective point for them, and they're now moving on to 3rd point, which will bring them behind the rebels. So we're going to start pushing in. Actually, Ray, can I get you behind and get around here? And this is the engineers coming up because the batteries are moving into position right here, and the engineers are there to support them. These brigades are all ready to break. This one's not. Parson. He's going to be a nut to crack. One battery's already almost here, and that's actually the 30-pounders. They're moving pretty damn quickly. 20-pounders are a little bit behind them, and 19th Division's just behind them, starting to catch up. The batteries threw off the line of march for this division so bad, it's not even funny. They should have been arriving in position about the same time the 7th was. But the delay allowed me to make the fresh decision on where I was sending them. Edge of the map, you really can't maneuver too well on the edges. Oh, and if anybody's wondering what today's battle brew is, it is Toki Suntory whiskey from Japan.
Save your water for when the shooting starts. Right shoulder, shift, arm.
It's starting to turn in face. I was hoping they wouldn't, but they're actually behaving properly for once. We'll have you come in up here. We'll break the rest of this division easy. It's this brigade that's going to be an issue. All right, we're a little too close to the enemy for the bands, boys. Ooh, got a lot of movement back here. Shit, they're moving away from me towards my cav. Fuck me. And they are too far away from their commander. Arnie's too far away to give them orders. They are moving away from us at a quick pace. Actually, okay, start moving this way. Get your scouts in. I was not expecting that. If they were going to start moving away from us, if we'd be back this way. That was unexpected. So I definitely need 19th Division to get into position as quickly as possible. All right, boys, start pushing in. We got to delay that movement. There you go. Call your skirmishers back. We're coming for you. It's going to be another one of those running battles, isn't it? These guys are coming right at the cav. Get dismounted. Southern march orders. Shit. All right. Gotta wait until they get into contact. It'll be a running battle again. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Let's change you boys. Come down here. It's going to add a lot of marching on, but they're all retreating to these woods.
Never mind the wounded, keep firing.
Just push forward, boys. Forward into the dawn. At their count, they're marching. Now to get in loose order, should be able to rip down this battery pretty quickly. Boys are going to be on their own for a long time. Yep. This is going to be a chase. They're just marching up the hill now. Artillery, let's get you up there. You've only got one exit point. That's where you should be going, Lee. Why the hell are your backs turned? What in God's green earth are you doing? They're going to march around the cavalry. Where the hell is Lee going? What the hell is going on? And they went to cavalry. They're busted. I don't know why, but he had his back turned to the artillery. That should have been an easy win for him. But he sat there taking artillery into the back. You don't wait for your orders anymore. Get moving. These guys are just giving it to me without a fight. I've never seen anything like this. Never. Can't tell, but it looks like they might be shifting direction again. I think they just realized this point's cut off and they're heading back to this one. Seventh, why aren't all your brigades in column? Why are they crossing fronts like that? I hate when the game does that. All right, looks like it's going to be a little while before I have anything else happen, so I'll be back. All right, it's 5:47. I've caught back up with this division over here. Looks like they're just trying to delay us a little bit. We got rebels coming down over here. Looks like they're trying to get in between, slip between 19th and Freedom. They got this retreat point here, but they're doing everything in their power to like go to bad spots. Looks like this battery just broke over here. Like they're doing everything they can to go to bad positioning. and I just can't keep up. Now they're coming back up the hill. Interesting. Maybe Lee does want to fight.
Save your water for when the shooting starts. Wheel and push. Keep it easy, damn you. One. Right shoulder. Shift. Save your water for when the shooting starts.
Let's just rip this brigade apart. They're marching into a bad position. I honestly can't tell what the hell the rebels are trying to do right now. You really had a... Really, artillery? Use some brains. Unnecessary casualties in the artillery barracks. Use some damn brains. There we go. Get into the Missouri. Don't let that battery canister you. Get across that damn stream. Move it. You're not letting them escape. Tired of letting these rebs get away. Get these damn guns into position, please. I don't think I have the range from here. The 30s might. I don't think anybody else will. You're sacrificing single brigades. This has got Sailor's Creek written all over it right now. And Robert E. Lee's in command, so yeah. Sailor's Creek, just in Illinois. Tyler, you reformed yet? No. Engineers, do me a favor. I'm gonna march down here and secure this point for me, just to make me happy. It's somebody with decent morale headed this way. Stay on them. Third PA, get me those guns. Damn, what are these guys, double timing? My engineers are eager. 30's got range. I don't think the 20s will. No, they'll have range even after once the Missouri Brigade's out of their line of fire. Get those damn orders out, please. Somebody's got 1 pound. Rebels have got a lot of 1-pounders. Back to long range, please. Thought that battery would have surrendered. We don't have a very high casualties. We're not going to, unless these brigades start surrendering to us en masse, we're not going to have a lot of casualties in this battle. Their PA's about to get their first perk. Keep pushing forward, damn it. Don't stop. Already lost sight of this infantry brigade. We can still see the dust from their running. How many batteries of Williams guns do they have? What in the God's green earth? Give me that 1 perk. We're going to do a change of pace with my brigade. You're not getting the Iron Brigade perk. We're going to give you a close combat perk. Charge in and take it home. Tyler, how you looking? Still panicked? As soon as he gets back up, I'll move him over to the Corps Commander, get their morale up faster. We're going to need him if we're going to start capturing brigades. gonna have to upgrade all my vacation camps soon. Alright, they're starting to stiffen up, but not enough. I think once the 7th heads off its ass and moving. Yep, there we go. Push those batteries out of the way. Let's get behind them, boys. Let's go. There we go. I'm going to give you... Where is it? Spirited Charge. Close the distance. Fire into their flank while Pennsylvania charges in. That is a powerful perk. I don't like to use it too much. But we're in the end game, so... Bayonets and buttstocks, boys. Have some fun. Alright, get in there. Good job, 3rd. Mass, go join them. Force some of these boys to surrender. I don't think that's going to happen. Without the cavalry, we're not going to catch any of these brigades. Keep going, boys. Here they go. Keep on them. Go get me Maxie. And they're going to be too exhausted to keep chasing them down. Nobody's surrendering to us, even though they have no morale. That's We probably took too many prisoners in the last fight. Zori, go after Hoke. Their VA just broke, yeah. Oh, boys, halt, 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 halt. Really thought we would have swept up some of those brigades en masse, but we did not. We're actually getting more fighting now that the rebels are retreating, which is hilarious. Where the hell are you boys going? Whatever the hell you're doing. They're backstepping faster and we can charge into them. Come on. There we go. First Tennessee, what the hell are you boys doing? Get the hell up here.
Keep your position, Private. Reload!
Don't shoot them, boys. They may be coming forward to surrender. Ah, kill them. Very tired. Tired, yeah. Charging is not going to happen. Come on, boys, stand and fight. Not a big casualty battle. Taking more casualties trying to pursue them than anything. Ugh. Lee did not want to fight. Definitely Sailor Creek vibes on this one. So we took down, like I said, not a lot of casualties. Took down 2,700 of 31,000 infantry, 35 of their 2,200 cavalry, got all 100 of their guns. Total loss of 3,700 of 35,000 men. We lost 1,294 over 18,394 infantry, 77 of our 2,363 cav. One of our 30 guns, because we took a volley they shouldn't have because AI commanders. Total loss of 1,400 of our 21,211 men. Alright, let's go through the paperwork. Alright, Connecticut Cavalry did 35 to artillery. Engineers did 84 to infantry, plus up to 86, caught some command staff. 7th Division. 1st Tennessee did 270 to infantry, captured 19, 28 to artillery, for total 331. 2nd Kentucky did 241 to infantry, 16 to cav, 7 to artillery, for total 275. Missouri Brigade did 264 to infantry, 81 taken prisoners, 56 to artillery, another 79 captured, total 485. Division total 1,091. 19th Infantry Division, 3rd Pennsylvania did 151 to infantry, captured 230, 199 to artillery, captured another 325, total of 905. Once again, the artillery numbers are so high because once they send out detachments to take over guns, they count as artillerymen and not infantrymen. Williams Brigade did 455 to infantry, captured 84, 10 to cavalry, 51 to artillery, 24 captured, total 624. And the 1st Mass did 674 to infantry, captured 7. 100 artillery, captured 89, total of 887. Division total 2,416. And the artillery, because they actually took part in the battle, still didn't do much because they were at extreme range. 2nd Connecticut Battery did 8 to infantry, 55 to artillery, for total 64. And 2nd Battery, Fort Pickens Garrison, did 23 to infantry, 7 to cav, 31 to artillery, for total 61. Division total 125. So we didn't lose any officers in this fight. Let's see if we got any of theirs. All right, so we wounded Brigadier General Lee, so I'm assuming that's his son. Wounded Lieutenant Colonel Edgar. Killed French. Wounded Wheeler. Wounded Ransom. Captured Major Haskell. Wounded Maxey. Killed Major Latimer. Wounded McGowan. Oof. Took down 9 of their officers. Not too bad. I really feel some of these brigades should have surrendered to us. Their morale was just so low. I feel that some of them should have surrendered to us en masse during this battle when we got to hand with them. Just did not happen. I'll get closed out of here, and I will see you all at the newspaper screen. Victory at Dixon Railroad. Battle of Dixon Railroad was ended with Lee's corps retreating in panic. The enemy's reported suffered total casualties of 3,651 men. There are 416 killed and 1,549 captured. Our casualties total 1,407 men, 363 killed, 214 missing, and the rest are wounded. captured 1,800 rifles and 47 guns from the field and sent 1,567 soldiers off to our vacation camps. And somehow Colonel Ray became a national hero, even though he's the commander of the Tennessee Brigade I was yelling at to catch up. I don't know how the hell that happened. Like Major Deering took the blame for that loss. Poor fella. All right, let's see where these boys retreat off to. They got nowhere to go but south. They may go to Missouri. First Corps done a lot of movement the last few days. All by rail, though. Why isn't this rolled off yet? There it goes. Where are you headed? Now, you're moving towards Chicago, so we're moving that direction also. I need to chase you south and get you the hell out of my hair. Now we looking down here, Sabine. You got your supplies up. How do the ships look? Whoa. Let's get you out of there. Let's get you out of there. The entire fleet's beat the hell up. Holy. You're back at 100. You guys are 90, so you're fine. I've actually been losing a lot of ships to ammo explosions in the last few engagements with the fortifications. That just took all my firepower out of there. These are all steams. I don't want to put them into this fleet. New Orleans, you get back into the fleet. You're 90%. You're good to go. And now we're looking up here. And everybody's in the water. Nice. Start moving down to engage the rebels again. And 7th Corps, how are we looking? Up to 17% morale. All right. Their morale should be recovered before the rebels are. Okay, I think it's a good place to end this episode. As always, once again, if you're a new viewer, return viewer, you're not yet subscribed, please think about hitting that subscribe button. If you do, remember that bell icon so the next video comes out. Don't forget to hit that like button and butt stroke that comment section, get the algorithm working in our favor. And do not forget to join our new Discord. You can find a link to it in the description below. And I will see you all at the next episode. Stay grumpy.